So I got my call in Ukraine, Kiev, and then the MTC, I was in there for 3 weeks, I guess. And we had the PA had an announcement for Elder Birch and Blanchard, who were companions, and Elder Hanson, the mission president's office, like at 1 o'clock, which is just around the corner here. And then weren't sure why. Then at lunch, there was another Russian Ukraine going to speaking, or Ukraine designated district, who had 3 guys going as well. Kind of surprised by that. It was okay, what do we do? And so we actually got in there, and the mission president, Tiny Grant the President Grant. They called him Tiny because he was huge. He was a football player, and he had encyclopedia open. And I'm like, encyclopedia's open. That must not be a good sign. If he has to look it up, what's going on here? So he basically said, there's opportunities in various places like Mongolia that we're going to send you to. And we said, well, great. So where are you sending us to? Said, well, Mongolia. We thought that was an expression, actually. So I think he said outer Mongolia. So it was kind of this, oh. So we got transferred there, and from Ukraine to Mongolia. We were the first 6 going to Mongolia. And so we ended up spending 3 months in MTC. We were going to be humanitarian missionaries. We actually taught in university. So I believe we were designated under Desert Charities. And we spent 2 months learning Russian, since no one spoke Mongolian, and a lot of Mongolians spoke Russian. And then we spent a 3rd month learning how to teach English as a second language, because we'd be assigned in different schools that we'd be teaching in as a companionship. And so it was a unique area. So at the time we got there, it wasn't we had an official letter from I think it was President Benson, or I can't recall. My mission calls were from different prophets. It might have been after President Benson, Hunter died, and Pence, or it was somewhere in there where I think I have 2 different letters, but the mission was called the Asia Area Mongolia Mission. So we were under the Asia Area Presidency, which was based in Hong Kong. Elder Carmack, I believe, was the head. Then Elder Tai and Elder Groberg were also there. And our mission included Mongolia, China, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, and all those unorganized mission countries in Asia were all part of our mission. So in theory, they said you might get transferred, but don't count on us. So we ended up, of course, spent our whole mission in Mongolia. The week I left, they officially formed the Ulaanbaatar Mongolia mission. So that's the mission I was called to. So it was at the time, it was never a full mission, never had a mission president. We were just under the Asia Area Presidency with some senior couples who were operating as head elders, who were some fantastic people. Actually a couple of them became mission presidents later on. One became 70, so some real good people. We were alone the first year in Mongolia, so we had just 6 missionaries, 3 companionships, and then we were joined by 6 more the second year. So my whole mission, the most we had was 12 missionaries until the window where we were leaving and another group was coming, and they kind of backfilled us as we left for a month. But it was just 12 of us in the whole country, and then there was 5 to 6 senior couples who were also teaching in different universities or helping hospitals or helping the judicial system. We had a former district judge there. We had the former financial controller for Ford Motor Company was there. We had some educators. So we had some very qualified people helping Mongolia come out of communism into a democratic society and doing it peacefully, which was very impressive. So the church was trying to, and it was actually modeling that program in Mongolia for Asia. So the logic was, well, Mongolia's opened up as an opportunity. It's much more free than you're going to find in Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, China, of course. And there's only 2 million people in Mongolia. So if things go bad and they kick us out, we've only put 2 million souls at risk. I think was a bit of the logic to that. But the plan was send in senior couples, then send in missionaries to do humanitarian work and see if we can then gain acceptance for the church and grow the gospel. And it was actually very successful. And so they started doing the same thing in Cambodia, which my in-laws are now actually in Cambodia serving as missionaries, and Laos and Vietnam, which Vietnam I think was just acknowledged recently as the church was acknowledged in Vietnam. So it's a program they're trying, and there's even, there's churches supporting the Chinese government in certain ways, non-religious, but helping the church with even theme park, model after the PCC in Hawaii. So that was kind of a program that was fun to be a part of, to see how that might work. And it worked well enough they tried repeating it. It's been successful.